update. Got what I needed. Got the template for the truck. So when I get home, I get that set up. Got some other stuff going on. And the trail cams came in while I was out. So, and taking the long way because park train. Anyways, that just means it's going to be nearly a 40-minute stream. Not necessarily a bad thing, but then again, I'm kind of like 5 minutes into the walk already, so maybe 35. But also note that was also because I dropped by Snack Attack last time. That's probably why it's pushing 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So I don't intend to do that this time. That's interesting. Computer barn? Might check that out down the line for a potential camera tech. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But in the meantime, this empty field. It's like a tornado came through, and there was stuff here. Tornado come through. It's not gone there, but I doubt that's the case. There's just convenient empty lots. Which, honestly, Chick-fil-A, this would be a perfect place to buy something, put in a Chick-fil-A or something. Like, come on. Sure, it's kind of out of the way, but it'll bring in more traffic in this part of town. So, but anyways, as is, so yeah, now that the truck is legally drivable, in the meantime, that doesn't mean that it's going to be storm chasing or anything like that. I mean, the closest thing to storm chasing the truck we'll see at this time is happen to go somewhere and it happens to be storming, which might be later today, because I do plan to take that up to Blue Ribbon, get a better diagnosis on what's going on with the engine and the beeping and with the driver door being open whenever the driver door is open. But beyond that, really not much else to it. Also does open the door for a little bit of related stuff. With Sunday is the day of the so might do some stuff with that. Be up at Lincoln Park anyway for other stuff after 5, and Pokemon Go immediately goes from 2 to 5. So yeah, it's gonna be one of those days. Like this, not walking related. Maybe Pokemon Go streams, car truck related vlogs. Also won't be door dashing much with the truck either. Like, it's another case of like closest thing to door dashing with the truck would be if I order something on DoorDash via pickup. Yeah, I get in the truck and pick it up myself, so I don't have to worry about tipping someone or delivery fees. Which honestly, a lot of people in the DoorDash community see the tip as an added delivery fee for them. But anyways, that's what I'm looking at here. Colored glass. Here's what they do car glass, car windows. That's pretty good for getting house glass, house windows. Decorative glass. Who knows? But like I said, I don't intend to go to Snack Attack on the way back. So now A, save money, and B, save time. Because I'm determined to get this tech plate on the truck and be able to use it later. So yeah. But that'll be after getting the trail cam stuff set up. And then also after everything is said and done, then I'll do updates on topics, catch up on earthquakes. Because it's going to be a mess thanks to the Philippines. I mean, it's not their fault they had a major quake back to back to back. They're just acknowledging the fact that because of that activity, it's going to be a little bit more complicated than anticipated. But it'll get done. I'll be determined to get it done today. But stuff done. So, in case that's what you're wondering. Because my finger was covering the mic, that's why. I hate when it does that. But yeah. But yeah, tropics. I mean, Raymond's the main one that's a threat to land, same as Priscilla. Those two are the main ones that are threats to land. Atlantic has Karen and Jerry. Jerry is kind of a threat to land right now. Maybe a threat to Bermuda. But that's it. Karen maybe has a remnant low, maybe a threat to Iceland. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah, you have Karen. And she's going after Europe's managers. Anyways. But so yeah. But yeah, that's a thing. And with that forming, we have no invests anywhere on the planet. Everything that was going to form has formed. You bastard. I could have gone down 7th and just waited for you to move. Because by the time I would have gotten there, you would have been gone. You bastard. You're a bastard, Thomas. Oh, just playing. Anyways. Stupid trains. And their timing. But nope, I had to take the long route because you were parked when I was getting ready to go. And now you're gone. Oh well, a little extra cardio, especially because I got more incline and decline with them going over a bridge.
Location, Philippine Islands region, class, light, magnitude, 4.4, 5 minutes ago.
Speaking of the Philippines, they just had another 4.4. Well, at least it guarantees that this is going to be mid-roll length. Because we're at the 8-minute mark in the next 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes, 5 seconds. So, yeah. But this also means, because a truck is now in play, walk block streams are going to be hit and miss now. Pretty much far and few between. I mean, maybe occasional, but also going into the winter season, so that would be a minimal to begin with. So, yeah. But, truck's doing fine. It starts right up, despite the supposed misfire. I'm not denying that there is one, it just hasn't manifested for me, which I am very thankful for. So, speaking of which, our Columbus Day is, or Indigenous Day is Canada's Thanksgiving, so there you go there. Or as what I like to call it, Christopher Cole Dumbass Day. But anyways, to New York. Well, you do have a nor'easter heading that way, potentially, so not a wintry kind. It's just going to be windy and rain, maybe a tornado or two on Long Island. Who knows? But it does seem like something to try to do that. Maybe snow in the highest elevations in the Appalachians if it gets far enough inland. So like Mount Washington. Which, you know, remind you, is like half the height of Mount Rainier. So, yeah. Anyways, well, 2/3 to half to 2/3 the height, because I forget the elevation on Mount Washington. So no, yeah, because I know Mount Rainier is like 2 to 3 miles up, kind of like pushing 3 miles up, like 14,000 to 15,000 feet. More in that ballpark range. I mean, it's higher than my highest RPM ever on the channel, but so I'm definitely not complaining. Oh, you moved something? Oops. Yeah. Depending on where you're at, well, I'm not sure where you're at, so. Could be from anything. Because I know the rain coming in Monday for my area is likely courtesy of Priscilla. And looks like I may have some rain coming in later that week, courtesy of Raymond. So that's something to watch regardless. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah. So, but it also means now that the truck is in play, I'll be able to go to more town events. Won't be able to do homecoming parade because that's during work hours, and that's tomorrow. So I won't be able to do that. But Christmas parade, that's a definite. May or may not be in the parade though. Depends on what the church my family goes to decides to do. But yeah, it's all up in here. So find out more after the 19th. But there's that. Like I said, Pokemon Go Community Days. Although the wintertime Community Days, maybe not so much, because they would because they'd move it earlier in the day and it would interfere with IRL stuff and work. So either way, I'm kind of screwed on that. But in the spring, summer, definitely more so. It kind of shifts at the daylight savings. It's during the time the daylight savings isn't a thing. Kind of goes that. It's weird. But so basically the community days for November, December, January, and February, maybe March, depending on when it is in March. Kind of forget about. So the only real one would be the one on Sunday, this Sunday. Unless there's like another one towards Halloween. But speaking of Halloween, that's where I intend to go back up to the courthouse to get everything else completely done, so I get the hard copy version of this. So that will be a thing. But also might be working that morning too, because it is Chick Day at Blue Ribbon. So yeah. But Halloween night, definitely probably do some stuff with that. Might do stuff the Monday before. Might go through the Victorian area of town if I can, and showcase some of the lights that people have set up. I'll get a little taste of it Sunday when I do the van route, because I do gotta go through the Victorian area part of town to pick up a couple people. So, but honestly, the Victorian era part of town is best for Halloween. Like, I mean, Ghost kind of sealed that deal for sure. But, like, Victorian era and paranormal are synonymous with one another. Like, come on. I don't know what they're doing, but you do you. Probably a tree that came down and just removing it. It's just whatever. We're 14 minutes in. Halfway through the walk. That's what that means. So it might be closer to 30 minutes. Also, there's a random Dollar General cart. I mean, Dollar General's down there, so. Which, wait, now that I have the truck, might be able to get that one cart out of the yard and just bring it up to Walmart or something. Because it does belong to Walmart. So I'll probably do that in the near future. Probably Monday. Maybe. Priscilla's coming over Monday, so I want to focus on Priscilla. But, well, the remnants of Priscilla at the time. She's still, I think, a tropical storm. Maybe something else. But, no, I can't use that for Tucker, though. That's for sure. That's definitely going to have a hindrance for Sunday. But, not really. Maybe. Not so much tomorrow. Because, yeah. But yeah, I don't know why that's a thing. I don't see anything that's going on there, but you do you, guys. You do you. You close these people in, I get... no, not close. It needs to go to 4th with that alleyway. So... But that better not be my truck. Is that my key? Okay, that's not my truck. Just making sure, because that was a spitting image of my truck. Like, no, we ain't doing that. But oh, this guy too. Hey. Small town logic. Okay, that's the thing. But anyways, speaking of which, now I'm tempted to press a button so the light to turn red and might buy me, it's not gonna buy me time at all. Flip all that back and forth. Pressed it anyways. Oops. Oh well. Just mess with the lights down the line. Not really. No, this doesn't do anything. But I'm being weird. Low key, just weird. But also, I might do a little bit of Pokemon Go later today. Maybe. Temptation does exist. I mean, I'll probably go on the app regardless. But I do gotta reclaim a couple gyms, so, in town. Mainly the church my family goes to. And where I work, and a car wash that's across the street from where I work. Which, the truck could use a car wash, not gonna lie. But that'll be after getting permanent tags and stuff in winter. Although, don't want the bottom to rust out, so probably will do that across the winter, because I don't have good thoughts about winter. and testing nothing with salt. So do the car washes, that does stuff on the underside. Get that handled, and then go from there. You just gotta make sure I get ones that could fit the dually. Anyways, yeah. But anyways, looks like we do have some rain to the north. Might get rained on. Might have a storm on stream. Yay! Good thing I have the envelope that's protecting everything that's important to the truck. I'll be checking the mail before I get inside the house too, so the mailbox, so I'll be doing that too. So that'll cause delays with everything else too. Minor delay, but
Earthquake downgraded to 4.1 from 4.4. Location, Philippine Islands region. Class, light, 19 minutes ago.
For those who didn't hear, because vehicles driving by, I'll wait for the vehicles to stop driving by. So that 4.4 that hit the Philippines, downgrade to 4.1. Anyways, so, not gonna lie, that Ford does look good with that green, that dark green. Like, y'all can't tell me that don't look good. Like, come on. Imagine getting a Tacoma or a Tundra with that wrap on it. Ooh, that would be fire. And I'm saying Toyota, when every vehicle I end up driving is a Ford. The only time I drove a Toyota was Tacomas, and only a couple. The only time I didn't drive a Ford was rental cars. And when I was working with Amazon, but then again, majority of those vehicles were Fords. So, screw me, I guess. Oh, it's okay. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the Fords. Are they getting ready to haul another building? You guys have a bad habit of hauling buildings down this road. Oh yeah, the train's gone. You're fine. But yeah. So. I got silent right now because I just weird. No, this is Kansas. This is Kansas. Well, we're getting storms anyways by the looks of it, so let's see what happens. But yeah, there's some rundown homes with a Challenger. Anyways. But yeah, this is Pittsburgh, Kansas. So we're not far from Oklahoma. Well, I am too, and with this, I now have a truck that is street legal. So, yeah. Yeah, I never storm chased in Texas. The only time I was in Texas was a Greyhound to get to and from Seattle. So, yeah. And that was like 4 or 5 different times. But, and mostly through the Amarillo area, Panhandle. So it's like, okay, whatever. But, yeah. And the doggy that likes to bark and run around the yard every time I walk by. He's so cute. Your people aren't home. What are you doing? Probably why he was outside, because their people aren't home. Huh. He's so cute. I know, you're gonna go bark mode, aren't you? I know. He's cute. I know. You're happy. You're happy. Loki, you're happy, I know. You don't bark as much as you used to. There you go. I'm not trying to tag that, just talking. But yeah. Yeah. Oh. Well, it's legal in majority of those states, just not the first one you listed. But then again, who cares? As for me, if I ever do chase with a truck, I'd be very local, like within the county. So, and I'll be after I make sure the truck is a little bit healthier. So, because other than that, like, it will rarely leave town except for maybe to occasionally go up to Frontenac, and that's to the extent of going to Atkinson to go into town. So, yeah. But yeah, there's really not much else to it. So, just gotta get that done. But, that's the gist of it. But yeah, this is gonna be, yeah, it still takes like an extra, yeah, main reason it's a 40-minute walk is when I get home, it takes like 10 minutes to cross the road. I think that's Kim. Yeah, I think that is her. No, she drives a Toyota, that's a Dodge. No, that's a guy that goes up to Blue Ribbon every so often to get a bag of bird seed. I think that's where he's going too. Oh, that's people I know and not a fan of. Anyways. But yeah. Oh, as you guys know, when I get to this building, I tend to sign off so I don't accidentally dox myself because it's getting a little too close to home. But, so, as is, that's a thing. But as is, so with that in mind, that does seem to be it for right now. So stay safe out there. See you in the next video or stream. Bye.